And there we go.
It's a cruel summer. Leaving me here on my own.
Did you see that girl surfing movie back in the day? It might have been called Cruel Summer.
It might have been, yeah.
Or something. Blue Crush or something.
Oh, I thought it was that one where the girl got her
Crush.
arm bit off by a shark. It was.
No, I didn't see that one. I mean, like, what else? What is she going to do? You know?
I think it was called Soul Surfer.
Soul Surfer, yeah. That was the arm one.
Yeah.
Would you go surfing again if you got your arm bit off by a shark?
Fuck no, man.
I wouldn't either.
I don't even go surfing now. Once after I saw a shark in shallow water,
it says something about a person when they repeat the action that caused them a lifelong maiming. You know?
Yeah, that's. Yeah, I would never. I don't think I would revisit anything that made me lose my arm.
Yeah.
Sure, you know, if I was eating pussy and I lost my arm, I'm not eating pussy anymore. That's not. That's not
you just yanked it off because it felt so good.
Oh my god! I gotta go. Oh shit! That's it. That's the last.
Spurts blood.
That's the last ride. Yeah, is that you or me?
Everyone's yelling.
Yeah. We need tampons in here quick. This got off to a weird start.
I just picture like a cartoonish like turkey bone sticking out.
Yeah, that's.
I always picture injuries like cartoons.
Yeah. All I can think about is Itchy and Scratchy, or like just the amount of.
Yeah, they always slice each other in half, and it looks like ham on the inside.
Yeah. Every time I'd watch those like little Itchy and Scratchy shorts, I was getting real hungry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because they always look like either ham or cartoon steaks.
Yeah.
You know, cartoon steaks have they have a certain look to them.
Or the old cartoons when the one would picture the other one like a roasted turkey. Or my favorite was when they would put them in a pot of hot water. Yeah. And they would treat it like a hot tub, and they'd be relaxing, and then they start chopping up carrots and celery.
Carrots and just little onions and stuff. Yeah. The pepper is always.
That's probably why I like cooking, because
you were ingrained from the violence.
Summer. Did you have good summers generally growing up?
Summers were always fun.
You were mostly summered here in Jacksonville?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I grew up. I wouldn't say poor, but I grew up humbly. So there wasn't a lot of traveling vacation summers there wasn't like Disney World and fun like the cruises and.
How many times did you go to Disney World when you were young?
When I was young?
Yeah,
once,
and
it was a school field trip.
It
wasn't family.
It wasn't family.
Couldn't afford Disney. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we had to raise money by selling candy bars and shit.
And that's how you got good at selling candy?
I do. Yeah, I got real good at selling candy. Now the thing about where I grew up most of my life is I always grew up in like it wasn't hood. It was like hood adjacent type of neighborhoods.
You'd sideswipe hood,
huh?
You'd sideswipe hood.
Yeah, we sideswiped hood. We were like it was. Like I grew up at one point. I lived in a trailer next to Section 8 housing. Okay. So it was like it wasn't great neighborhoods.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was like big.
Was it a trailer park?
It was a trailer park. Yeah.
I'm always curious when I pass a trailer park. Is a trailer park like its own little world? Is that like the park like its own little bubble?
Sometimes.
Like, does everyone know everyone because it's close living quarters?
Too much. You got me because if you argue, you can hear it. Like, if you fuck real hard, you can hear it. Like it's people. Everyone was in everyone's business. It was like Real Housewives.
That's what I always imagined it like.
Yeah.
Just seeing it, but
it would be if it was like the Real Housewives, it'd be like the Real Housewives of Bifflo or something shit like that. You know, of Real Housewives of Ocala. You know, actually Ocala's got money. There's a horse breeding and stuff in Ocala.
Oh yeah,
like John Travolta lives in Ocala.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh,
there's money there. I mean, not all of it.
They're real accepting of alternative lifestyles there.
I think they just like block it out. They're like, hey, he ain't gay. You know, he ain't gay.
That's Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah, that's
come on, man. Come on, man.
Come on, man. That's Grease Lightning, baby.
They give him a camo hat.
Yeah.
Move along, buddy.
Move along. Get out of here. Yeah. Yeah. No, but the like it was weird though when I lived in Pensacola.
Yeah.
Because my dad was in the military, so we moved around a little bit. And at one point, my mom was like, "We're not moving around. So if you get stationed, you get stationed there. The kids are staying put."
Oh, okay.
So like that. So that happened like in the early '90s. So my dad got stationed back at Mayport, and then my mom was like, "If you get stationed anywhere else, we're staying put. You're getting stationed there.
Okay, so you stayed at you
because at that point, like me and my brother,
in Jacksonville.
Yeah, well, we were born in NAS. Me and my brother, actually, all the kids were born in Jacksonville, because we have family here and stuff too. That was another reason. And my mom got tired of us moving, and like me and my brother were really affected. We'd make friends, and then we'd have to move, and
yeah, that's gotta be hard.
Yeah, it was rough. And so my mom got tired of like having to console us and all that stuff like that. Plus, when my dad was away in Jacksonville, there's family. There's a support system. When we were in other cities, it was just my mom by herself with a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
So,
that makes sense.
But yeah, but the trailer park in Pensacola was really nice. It was like manicured lawns. It was there was a community center with a gym and a pool and all this stuff. And then we moved to Jacksonville, and the trailer park there was what you think a trailer park is. I mean, they had a community like laundromat.
Yeah.
And like, but that was it. I mean, it was like, it was like there was one guy, one guy and his son. The kid was named Getty. Like I'm assuming after Geddy Lee from Rush. And this kid had a mullet. I think he still does.
That's
he
amazing.
never.
He waited it out till it came back in style.
He had a mullet when it was not in style, and then he kept it until it came back in style again. It was unbelievable. Yeah. But I don't know what his dad did, but he was like the wealthy guy of the trailer park. Like he was the guy with the above ground pool. You know?
Oh man.
Yeah. It was, yeah. He was the one with the fenced-in yard, and like his dad took care of the grass, and they had an above-ground pool, and he was the kid.
Did he
with
sell meth or something?
I don't know. I'm assuming. I mean,
pills.
Honestly, the way that trailer park looked, he could have just had a regular job. Like,
yeah, just any regular.
Yeah, he could. He was also the kid that had like all those like rideable Jeeps and cars that kids have.
Mm-hmm.
He was the only one that had those.
Yeah,
and so. Yeah, every Christmas was like, oh, what did fucking Getty get? Like, yeah. I mean, then we started getting older, and then I think my parents then they ended up getting a house. But like, I remember before we moved, like my dad, you could tell my dad was getting into advancements in the military.
Yeah,
because like the Christmases started getting better. It was because we got an N64 and all this. Yeah, it was.
You got N64 when it first came out.
Yeah.
Did you get a GoldenEye?
Yes.
Fuck, dude, how amazing was GoldenEye?
I loved GoldenEye. Unless you were running away from the golden gun, then it wasn't fun anymore. It wasn't any fun. Yeah, and I remember
how mind blowing it was. That was like, I think that was one of the first like multiplayer game, like where you play against your friends.
Yeah.
The split screen kind of deal.
Yeah, because other games did that concept of like the point of view. Like shooter,
yeah,
like Duke Nukem had it and Doom,
but it never achieved whatever GoldenEye did. It was like it's whatever all the everything that's followed. Like they all do, it all satisfies the same thing. And I don't know what that is. People who are into gaming probably know more about it. But
it was honestly it felt like digital hide and go seek.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
With guns though,
yes,
with guns.
Yeah, digital hide and go seek. Yeah.
It really built up school shooters, probably.
Yeah, they probably got very good from that. Like they have proximity mines.
Oh yeah, they're really. But yeah, that was that. So the thing is, like growing up in humble, in like hood adjacent humble neighborhoods, is those neighborhoods have a lot of mom and pop shops, liquidation places that sell stuff for cheap. There's like if you think of the store Big Lots.
Yeah.
Most of the time, Big Lots are they're not in Ponte Vedra. They're not in like affluent neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Big Lots are usually in more lower middle class type of neighborhoods.
Uh-huh.
So I had access to.
There's one up the street.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So this is a weird neighborhood where you live at. Because
yeah, it's kind of like mixed.
It's so mixed. I mean, honestly, Jacksonville's like that. Like, because there's on my side of town where I grew up, literally a couple streets.
I don't like an all rich neighborhood because it's like Pleasantville, boring, like Stepford Wives, like it's disgusting and I hate it. It's like too sterile.
Yes,
I like homes that feel like they're lived in a little. Like I like it. This neighborhood's like the neighbors. It's you can't imagine it's diverse in a not a fun way, but it's just like because it's a lot of like older like families and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like every imaginable race and whatever on here. You just like I don't know where the my neighbor over here is like a crazy Vietnam vet, and then the people over here from Eastern Europe.
Oh God.
And then it's like a widow, and then people who bought a dead lady's house, and then like Asian people and Asian people, and I don't know, who knows what's going on. But you know, it's fine. It's quiet. Then that's all I care about.
Yeah. So I mean, there was points in times where it got a little sketchy because we had there was a couple of times we'd come home from like being out and like going to like a football game or a base. My brother did like a traveling baseball. And so we'd come.
Your brother, you have one brother?
I have one brother, one sister.
Okay.
So my oldest, like I was the only one that didn't really do sports until I got to like high school. Like my brother and my sister were playing sports since they were little. I quit Pee Wee T-ball, dude. It was like
that's surprising because you'd be good at football.
Oh, I did. Well, also I didn't. It wasn't until like puberty where I like developed, I don't know, a sense of balance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was weird.
Were you an awkward little kid?
I was awkward, and I was unathletic. I didn't want to play. I didn't like sports. I didn't want to play sports. I couldn't dance. Like, it was like, and then when something happened, as soon as my balls dropped, it was like, oh, fuck. I could dance and catch a football? What the hell's happening?
Your Hispanic side?
Yeah, my nerdy Caucasian side was, like, prevalent through most of my adolescent years. And then once my balls dropped, it was like whippa. It was like, but one of the things was, my brother started it. My brother started selling candy to the kids on the school bus, and the reason why we did it on the school bus is if we were at the bus stop, we were at our little bus stop. The kids could get candy from home, maybe walk to the store and come back quick enough if they were fast enough, you know. But we sold it on the bus because they had no choice. They wanted candy. There was no options on the bus.
Yeah,
so we sold it. We would wait till the bus is moving. And the bus is not going to stop to go to a convenience store for the kid. You know
yeah, no.
So we had their hookup. My brother started selling now laters. Now laters, like he went to Big Lots and with my grandma one time. And she's like, "What do you want, baby? Like, do you want a toy or something?" And he's like, "I want that." And it's like, "I'm not buying you just candy." He's like, "Well, I'm not gonna eat them all at once." It's like, "All right." So she bought him this like big. It was like $5, and it was like 200 something, 300 little like 4-piece now later packs, a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And he sold them for like 50 cents a piece. Because when he broke it down, he only paid like pennies on the dollar for them, and he was selling for like 50 to 75 cents a piece. And he was raking in money. And then my mom found out. It was like, well, I mean, he's got a little side hustle. Yeah. And so they kept buying him stuff. And so he was like buying video games for the systems and all these different things. And so when it came for my turn to do it, me and my cousin ran a little candy operation, and we were ruthless, dude. We were, oh man, like one time we caught a kid stealing a lollipop, and like I kid you not, like we slammed his knuckles with a textbook.
Like Casino?
Like Casino. I shit you not. It was we didn't even like. I saw Casino. I'm like,
put his head in a vice,
dude. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. I remember slamming his knuckles with a history book. It was insane.
How much did he owe you? Like 50 cents?
$1.
$1?
Yeah, that was $1 worth of an ass
I'll break your hand for $1.
Oh, dude, it was unbelievable.
Oh, it's so funny.
And then we expanded beyond now laters. We were moving on to bigger game. Like it was like the Big League Chew. Like we got a hook up on Big League Chew.
Yeah.
The bubble gum, like the strips.
I love
and
that.
it was the grape flavor because the original flavor, the flavor lasted 3 seconds. It was like almost like fruit stripe gum.
Yeah, the pink one.
Yeah, we got the grape flavor. The grape lasted, and that was like highly sought after. And then, forget it, the blow pops. And that's when they had the blue raspberry ones.
Blue raspberry was that was the jam.
Shit. And so blue raspberry blow pops.
Like a watermelon.
And then what we would do is apparently other kids were getting in on this, and the administrations were picking up on it because they were selling it out of like convenience store bags and stuff.
Yeah.
So what we did was they always, they had candy sales to raise money for uniforms.
Yeah.
Well, once they were done with that candy sell, we would take the boxes and then put our candy in there.
Oh, and make it look
And we
like
were,
it was,
it looked
okay.
like we were just doing fundraisers. Yeah, we were. And
It's
so,
like charity fraud at a young age.
dude, it was unbelievable. Yeah, we were doing
the
white
human
collar
fund.
white collar crime in middle school. Yeah, and then I did that into high school. For example, I remember we had to raise money for our track uniforms. And,
Yeah.
another thing I used to do, my mom actually got me to do this. My mom was like, "How much is it? How much does it cost for the whole box?" And I'm like, "It's like $60. Turn that into your teacher. You sell the candy and whatever, willy nilly." So then I would just have all the fundraiser candy, and I could just sell it as I wanted it, because it was already paid for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes I would just eat it. I'll just eat the candy, and then I'll just switch it out and go get like, different candies and stuff, and just sell it during the day.
Just stock inventory. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Yeah.
Man, that's really it's very like entrepreneurial of you.
Well, that's why I'm really good at like the flea market a lot of times when I do the flea market days. Because I don't put up with a lot of shit. My thing is like, if I remember one time I had like a bunch of shirts folded, and this guy had a cigarette. I mean, and it clearly needed to be ashed very soon. And I was like,
Yeah.
if that ash lands on any one of those shirts, you're fucking buying that shirt. Like, you should have saw the look at the dude's face, and I just got up out of my little lawn chair. I was like, I didn't stutter, and then he just walked away.
Yeah.
I was very like ruthless. It was unbelievable. But I mean, I did other stuff. My uncle one of his side hustles was he used to clean up nightclubs.
Oh.
Like, he was part of a company that would clean up nightclubs. So they would come there, and it'd be a whole crew of them because the nightclubs were real big, and so. He got my mom involved. So my mom did the side job legitimately, but she wasn't going to pay for a sitter to do a side job. So she'd bring us along. And so legally we couldn't work for the company. So what my uncle said was, "Hey, if you guys help clean up, let's say around the bar," because what they would do is they would actually lock up the liquor and stuff, and then they would have us clean around the bar. And he goes, "If you find anything like money and stuff, unless it's property," they go, "if it's property, like, return it to us. But if you find any money, it's yours."
That's great.
And we used to find like hundreds and 20s and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but it was lots of it was covered in like vomit. So what they had to do was like, I'd be like, "I found some," and I'm like, "It's a code V," and they got code V from Disney. Code V was like code for vomit.
Okay.
Yeah, so they we're like code V, and then what would happen is they'd get a guy with a glove, and he would like pick it using the like tong things.
Yeah.
And then he'd put in this like alcohol solution, and then he had like a little line, like almost like a clothesline.
Oh,
and it would air dry the money.
Man,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, and then my other summer job was we had a lawnmower, I had gas,
Yeah.
and I had some pruners, and just like a little bag, and I would carry it over my shoulder, and I had like a bunch of clippers and stuff like that, and some gloves, and I would just go around the neighborhood cutting grasses. Yeah.
Okay.
I would go and I'd be like, "Hey, I'll mow your front backyard for $20."
Yeah.
And this was like in
$20. Yeah, that was the going rate growing up.
Yeah.
That was like full job was $20. Yeah.
Yeah, and I used to mow these fucking jungles, dude.
I can't imagine. Yeah, down here.
Oh,
Ridiculous.
It was brutal. And I learned that I am definitely afraid of wasps, dude.
Yeah.
I remember
Snakes too. I feel like snakes could be anywhere.
Yeah, the thing about the snakes though that it didn't scare me is I had a lawnmower.
Yeah.
So like, I can't pick up the lawnmower and just like start attacking wasps back. So
True.
the snakes didn't
Just waving it around.
Yeah. I saw a movie like that. It was, I think it's called like The Dead Alive, and it was like there's a scene where the dude is like
swings a lawnmower around.
He basically walks into a room full of zombies.
Oh, lawnmower.
And just he has and he just starts fucking.
That's badass.
It's a brutal scene. It's fucking rough.
That's funny.
But yeah, so I used to mow the neighbor's grass for like front and backyard for $20.
God,
we're talking like quarter acres.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude.
unbelievable. Yeah. Did you do anything like that?
No.
No.
You want to hear my summer job?
Yeah. Well, there's...
So I was a competitive swimmer growing up.
oh shit. Okay.
Like when I was real young, and I was real good at it, and so I got a job as a lifeguard when I was like 16. From that, like being good at swimming.
Yeah. Usually. Yeah. Most lifeguards are competitive swimmers.
So where I grew up, you could be a pool. There was like a village pool where you had to be from the town that I was from.
Yeah.
Or you could work at the beach, which paid more, but it was a harder job.
Yeah.
The pool one was like easy. So all the kids who were like partiers and stuff, and like, but also lifeguarded, did the pool job. So we did there. Everyone, you could only go to this pool if you were from my town, and my town had a swimming program for little kids from when they're real little up through they're like teenagers. So everybody in the town knows how to swim because it's right on the water. So
okay, gotcha.
Water is just a part of the thing. Yeah. So you're a lifeguard at a pool where everyone knows how to swim. So it's like you're not you have to pay attention, but not really.
Yeah.
And you would go on stand for 45 minutes, and then you would be off for like 2.5 hours. And you could just do whatever you want. We'd play basketball. We'd leave and go on a boat. We'd go to the mall. We'd go surfing.
Holy shit.
But that was when we were young.
Yeah.
And then I worked there for like 3 years. And as each summer, because you're 16, you're like, I was like starting to party, but it was like early on. Then by the time I'm 17, we're like partying, and then by the time you're 18, you're like wild, you know?
Yeah.
So everyone was like, would go up and go on the stand, and then they come down, and people were drinking, and it was like, but it was not a job that instilled a good work ethic.
Yeah.
You know, because it was so easy.
Yeah.
You were basically like getting a suntan and getting paid for it. So then I went to college, and then I worked some side jobs like in restaurants and stuff, which kind of sucked. Like I washed dishes.
Yeah.
Like real low level, bottom of the barrel, like dishwashing.
Yeah.
If you've never washed dishes, I don't know if anyone who listens wash dishes, it's an awful job.
Yeah.
Because it's just dirty dishes, and then like you do dishes at your house.
Yeah.
And you're miserable the whole time.
Yeah.
But imagine just other people's food. It's gross. And hot water, but etc. But I didn't do that stuff for very long. And when I was a lifeguard, I had friends who did like construction jobs in the fucking heat. You know, they'd get like heat stroke and go to the hospital.
Yeah.
And but then all that, like, it doesn't prepare you well for like doing a real regular job. I've never done like manual labor. Well, I did some manual labor at a job, but most of my jobs have been like office jobs and stuff. But it's still a bummer, You're like,
I wish
long for the days of being a lifeguard.
I wish I had. I think the only adverse effect of like starting like work at a young age is you get burned out at a young age. Yeah, like I was already like, because like basically since like I don't consider the candy thing a job. It was just a side hustle. But I did the nightclub thing. Yeah. And then
what age were you when you did that nightclub?
10, 11.
Oh shit.
Yeah, 10, 11.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then like at 13 going into 16 I did lawns.
Yeah.
And then 16 I got a job at Walgreens. And then that led into me working at the naval base as a logistics person, and that was right out of high school.
Oh, okay.
So I've never stopped working. I've never stopped working since 11.
Damn.
So like that's the thing for people. Like that's the thing I get like I get upset when people are like, "Oh, you do comedy, huh?" I'm like, dude, I was working when you got the fucking go to Disney for the summer. I was working. You know what I mean? Like that. Like that's the only thing about like growing up in that type of environment is like when you don't have a lot of money to spread around, you have to if you want it, they're like, well, earn it, and I did.
Yeah.
But I got burned out, man, and so I kind of wish I grew up in different environments sometimes, like where like instead of like manual labor jobs, they're like, oh yeah, why don't you do an internship at the office? Like where like office jobs were even an option. I wish that was the case. Because by the time office jobs came around, I'm like, I'm so used to working with my hands, I couldn't imagine just sitting at a computer. You know what I mean? And it's so weird. Like I did a little bit of that when I did like a logistics specialist, and then
Yeah.
when I did like when I did security at Disney, it was a lot of data entry, putting in names to for clearances, you know, for stuff like that. But I hated it because I would just rather be physically doing something. Just give me a task and let me do it. You know?
Yeah, I have. So I would do. I worked in a warehouse, and I did like I did like some asset management
Yeah.
crap. But occasionally they would have me like, I need your help to load the trucks, and they would give me that. And so I'm used to working in an office where you were working with your brain.
Yeah.
You know, it's like where you are just sitting still.
Yeah.
But your brain is working, and your brain is transmitting whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
And they would tell me like hey, like I need you to load this truck, so I need you to put these 45 desks that are like 200 pounds each into this 53-foot trailer. So you're just moving this large group of objects into this large object.
Yeah.
Not much thought, because it's not like you have to like Tetris it.
Yeah.
It's just they all have this go here to here.
Yeah.
And to me, it would drive me nuts because it was so under mentally stimulating.
Yeah.
Because I'm just moving this from here to here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and there's nothing else.
Yeah.
And I couldn't deal with that. And so I would listen to podcasts and stuff, and I could do that. Like, but
the only thing I really liked about that type of job, I don't like micromanagement.
yes.
I don't like
Me neither.
overseers.
Uh-huh.
And so the more the manual labor type job, the more you send me into a warehouse, like load this to this, file this into this.
Yeah, they don't bug you.
Yeah, I just get to do it. I just get to do the job.
There's the benefit of that. Yeah.
That's really the biggest, because like I hate micromanagement so much that like I don't know if I could integrate back into that type of world again.
And absolutely, and most jobs, you know, that's like a major complaint about office jobs or corporate jobs, like any kind of micromanagement, or like I don't know, I'm sure most people have worked.
Yeah.
And
But they're so much more lucrative than the shit jobs that I'm comfortable with. You know,
or it's
that's what I
like,
hate.
or you're like, you know, it is just that like you're not doing like the physical work, it's mental work.
Yeah.
But oftentimes, you know, it's like you argue both sides, you know.
Yeah.
There's like benefits to both. Like with a physical job, when you have physical work as part of your job, you're also like your body's getting exercise.
Yeah.
Which is a major benefit.
Yeah.
So you're like incorporating a workout into your job, which is nice, you know? So you're like, you get strong, and you get like, you benefit from that, as opposed to like in an office, if you're sitting hours at a time, like I do this all the time. Like I'll sit and I'll work, and I'll get like real focused, and I'll work for like an hour and a half, 2 hours straight. And then I'll stand up and I'll be like real stiff. I have to like walk around and stretch and shit.
Yeah.
And you're like, you feel like you're dying.
Yeah, my logistics job was that. It was one part like very strenuous like work, like loading very like I was like the muscle too. Like so I was the guy Johnny on the spot with the heavy shit, and then we had to file those parts into Excel, you know, and stuff like that. And then when I worked at the mall, when I got in my car accident, so almost a year. There was almost a whole year where I didn't do any actual physical duty. They didn't want me on the floor because the probability of a fight, and I had a known reputation for being very hands-on, and so I was waiting to get my final, because I was in the middle of a lawsuit with the lady that hit me, so I couldn't risk being on the floor because that might affect my lawsuit.
Yeah.
And so I was on cameras for like a whole year, and I put on a shit ton of weight, and it was just. But I got real good at the mental thing, like you were saying. Like I had like an eagle eye. I could watch people like, oh, they do something no good. Let me zoom in. There he goes. He's doing a drug deal. Hey, blah, 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 you know, that whole thing. And I got really good at that whole clerical thing. So it was a weird change of pace going back on the floor. Like I kind of like I could see where you're talking about with the warehouse thing, because at that point I gotten used to doing the camera stuff. I was like, I don't want to go back to fucking walking the mall and like, actively patrolling. I want to be Eagle Eye. I want to be the guy that just gets to see stuff, and then I get on the radio and be like, hey, go, you do this. I'm gonna be in the camera room.
Man, I like, and it's true. It's like there's definitely pros and cons to both, but I work in I work in an office now.
Yeah.
I have my own office, and it's just like it's air conditioned, which is nice because it's so hot, especially recently.
Yeah.
I'll leave my office and go out somewhere to my car, and I'll like get in my car, and I'm like, God damn, it's so hot. And then I'll just like I'll drive to like go to lunch or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's dudes doing like landscaping.
Yeah.
And they're like pouring sweat, and it like frightens me into like, I'm like, man, I gotta like do more work, like, like, cause I'm like so scared of having to do that,
Yeah.
Or like I'll watch Mike Rowe Dirty Job.
Oh my God.
There was one where he was working with people in Florida. There were dudes laying wrought iron bars for highways.
Yeah.
Like highway support and they're like manually tying like iron support beams on highway, and it's like 110 degrees in Florida heat.
Yeah.
And it's shit like that. Still, I've never done that job.
Yeah.
And I hope I never do.
Yeah.
But it still scares me. I asked Kelly, I'm like, do you ever drive by people and look at them and then get scared? I'm like, do you have that reaction?
Well, not so much.
Or people going into an office, you're like, they're going into an office.
I have that when I hear people like, I got to go to a meeting. Because I've been in meetings and I hate meetings. Because it's like in person micromanagement.
Yeah,
it's like we're gonna here's some new policies. It's people giving me rules that have never even done this job. They didn't even start entry level. They were like a trust fund brat. They got in because your uncle knew an uncle. Like that type of shit.
Yeah.
I hated that. I hated the corporate mind. That was the biggest thing I hated about Disney. Was a lot of the higher ups. They did like Disney has it to where they do a quote unquote mandatory, everyone has to do some lower level position, but it was like for like a month, or something like that. And then after the month, then you get to go do your corporate level stuff.
Yeah.
You have like 7 degrees or whatever cases, or your dad paid.
They whisk you off on a private jet.
Yeah. I hated that more than anything. I can't relate. I can't relate to that. I can't relate. Like when people grew up affluent their whole life, I can't see eye to eye. It's hard to talk to them.
Yeah.
Because they just, there's no relatability. There's no I can't if someone is currently living like a higher lifestyle but grew up poor or grew up humbly, I can relate to them more. Because they're now a success story, but they grew up the same way. Like I can't relate to like kids that went to private school. I can't relate to that. I can't relate to that.
Yeah, I used to find private school kids weird growing up because I love, and still like when I went to college, I would be like, oh, did you go to public high school? And people would be like, oh no, I went to like some so and so academy and we wore uniforms and shit. And I was like, ugh.
Yeah,
gross.
You didn't get picked on because you're wearing poor people's shoes,
or just like just being in like a normal group of people, like just like.
Yeah,
it just felt like more like regular real life.
Yeah, like honestly, this is crazy. Just the idea of summer vacations. We would go visit family. That was our summer vacation. We would drive and go visit family, and then whatever fun thing that they decided, and then like we would go do it. Most of the times it was like going to parks in another city.
Yeah,
it was like stuff like that. And then we got older, then like money wasn't as big an issue. So like we would go to other cities and maybe go to like a theme park there or something like that. Or like we went to, I think it wasn't until our teens we started actually going to theme parks.
Okay.
Yeah. But like when I was younger, there wasn't no like Disney World at age 7. That wasn't in the cards for me, that type of thing. So like when I have friends that are like, yeah, we should go to Disney every summer, I'm like, wow, must be nice. Like it was just like one of those type of
I dropped a must be nice to Chris Buck.
Oh really?
So that's like a running comedy joke that we did in San Diego,
Yeah.
where people will post a show, either a picture from a show,
Oh, okay.
or a flyer. I'm on the show, so and
Nice.
so, and we were just right. Must be nice.
Did you do it with Dusty Slay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he wrote he posted like a packed out like crowd.
Yeah.
So I just did it, and then I was like, oh yeah, no one here knows what knows about that joke. And I was like, but I love that joke so much because it's so funny, like such a funny like petty thing to say, but we would all just say it in jest to people like promoting a show. I'm on this show. It's just, oh, must be nice.
That's so funny. It's even funnier though when it's an inside joke, but not in the inside circle. It's just out of context. It's like,
people we'll
what the
catch
fuck
him
is
on.
Dan talking about?
Is Dan mad?
Yeah. Why is he hating on Buck all of a sudden? Oh, yeah.
It's fun.
What was your favorite summer vacation? Do you ever have a summer vacation memory that stands out?
Yeah, we would. So I grew up like middle class, but we would go on like a lot of vacations. I guess like my dad would put it all together, you know. So we've gone to Disney World a handful of times.
Yeah,
and like on a few like cruises and stuff.
What was your favorite ride at Disney World?
Go
to?
I used to love Back to the Future.
Oh, that's not Disney World. That's Universal.
Oh. I think I liked Universal better.
Oh yeah, because I mean it was for older kids.
Yeah,
Disney was for I mean now they got a bunch of rides geared towards like adults and shit, but like for
I love those experience rides. Like I was not a fan of Star Wars. I'm still not, but the Star Wars ride was really cool.
Yeah,
because there was like the feeling of flying and stuff.
Yeah,
you know, that like virtual feeling. So I liked all that. Space Mountain was fun.
Oh yeah. So you like thrill rides. You like
thrill
rides.
And then like I liked the Haunted Mansion was cool too.
That's probably my favorite ride. Haunted Mansion.
Yeah. It's so cool.
I think I mentioned this in another episode, but like I got to do a backstage tour of the Haunted Mansion.
Oh really?
So we got to walk the track. They turned the lights on. When we saw all the magic.
Oh, that's cool.
It kind of ruined it a little bit. It's like, that's how do you do it?
That's
like,
how you do it. Yeah.
But we got to walk the track, the whole ride.
Oh man.
And it was pretty cool. We got to go to the ballroom.
Yeah.
We got to go in the ballroom, and they kind of like let us in on the secret about the holograms. And this is how they did it. They made us holograms. They turned us into a hologram.
Wow.
So the hologram is like, I don't know the proprietary aspect of it, but like basically it's like they would put an object here in the light ray or whatever, and that's why they didn't let a lot of people in it, because like they were worried. They were like, hey, when you're in here, no pictures, that whole thing. We had to keep our phones away the whole time, because there was a lot of like stuff they didn't want out, and but like. I'm not going to describe it properly, so I'm not really worried about it. But long story short, it was like you put the object here, the light source, and then it projects whatever the object is. And the object in this case was the bust, a bust of a face.
Okay.
And then when it projected, it took that bust and made it into the hologram. Well, they just removed the bust, and we stood in the place where the bust was at, and you look into the ballroom, and we were the fucking holograms.
Oh wow!
It was sick, dude. It was unbelievable.
Is that like when at the end of the ride when you're sitting and it's going and then you see like a ghost in between?
It's a similar concept, but the ballroom it has a similar technology.
Okay.
And it's far away, so it's not as detailed as the exit. Now they didn't explain that technology. They didn't go into that, so that might be way more proprietary.
It's just real ghosts.
Yeah, it's probably it's just real actual demons. They might have. I don't know. I was just so enamored with the whole thing. Now, one thing I did like though is if you like they especially that ride, they considered anyone that worked their family.
Yeah.
And so there's unfortunately been a couple people that had passed away while working at the Haunted Mansion on the Haunted Mansion ride. And so in the ballroom there's a table. And at the end of the table is a photograph book, like a scrapbook type of thing. And in it, if you die, they put like pictures of you in it, and you officially become one of the ghosts.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so they got pictures of the cast members that passed away during their duration working there, and they're forever immortalized in the little book.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
that was pretty cool.
Do they do that for? They put drunk people's pictures in the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, yeah. And
That was a cool ride too.
Yeah, and the winches. There's a bunch of sluts.
Yeah,
It's just
the
a scrapbook
pirates
of
just
used
chasing
underwear. Yeah, this
Chasing him around in circles.
Yeah, I was surprised that they
Hey,
got
look,
away.
he's gonna rape her.
Oh God, I was surprised they got away with a lot of. Actually, they had to change some of that. I know they. Changed
Oh really?
They changed the
The
wording.
pirates got me too'd.
Yeah. They did. Yeah, it's just one pirate. It's just he's standing on a bridge like, "I'm sorry for me being rapey." Like, it's fucking. Now one summer though, now one thing about my family is like, especially my dad, is growing up humbly. You always try to find a deal.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how my dad did this. Oh, I know it was he was able to get tickets on base for a new park in Orlando that was attached to Universal. We got beta run tickets for fucking Universal's Islands of Adventure before it officially opened.
Oh wow.
We were able to get tickets through the military.
Yeah.
So parts of the park wasn't even finished yet. Like Dudley Do Right, it's like a drop, like a flume ride, like Splash Mountain. That wasn't even completed yet. There was a bunch of rides that wasn't even completed yet. And I remember we went as a family, and my cousins from New Jersey also happened to come into town. And so I remember like they FedExed my dad some money. My dad got all the tickets, and they were super cheap. And we all went as a family, and we went on the Hulk ride. And my dad's leg slammed against the side panel where his feet were, and it cut his leg.
Oh wow.
And this is the difference between affluent families, the knowledge that we have, and like humble families. Is an affluent family would have been like, no, you're not giving us free tickets. We're gonna sue this fucking park. You know what I mean? No, we were. They were like, oh, that happened on the ride, and my dad was like, yeah, you have a Band-Aid. That's all my dad wanted was a fucking Band-Aid. And he was like, no, come to our office. And so they were talking us. They were giving us like free treats and shit, and we were just like, this is awesome. And they were just
all
bribing.
so nice,
Dude. They were just bribing us essentially. We got free passes for all 9 or 10 of us to come back again for Universal's Island of Adventure. But I was just thinking about like, if we did what we were supposed to be doing, I don't know if that park would even open. Yeah, it was insane. But I have that distinct memory. It's like, dude, we could have sued Disney. I mean, we could have sued Universal so hard,
man.
Yeah, because it was like beta run. It wasn't even like open yet, and so yeah. So they probably after that they probably like hired a welder to like curve the edges so it's rounded instead of.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn. That's so funny. Come on in here. Here's some soda.
Oh my god, dude! We were losing our shit. We're like that. Like I think they gave us some free souvenirs on top of it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you like keychains? There's a keychain.
God, they probably were in full panic mode.
Oh, they did. And and instead of getting sued for millions, they lost out on a couple thousand.
They just had you come back and spend more money.
Exactly. Yeah, they're like, where do you guys live? Like,
Man.
oh, okay, we don't have to worry about it. They don't have a family lawyer on retainer or some shit. You know? Oh my god, I still have that memory. It's just like my dad was like, I just need a Band-Aid, and look in the worker's eyes. I'm like, why does that guy look so panicked? It's like it's not even that big a cut. But looking back, like, oh fuck, we could have owned half of Universal's Islands of Adventure. It's insane. Yeah.
Yeah, vacations are great. I mean, I love a vacation when I can go.
Yeah. You said you lived on the water most of your life, right?
Yeah, like right around, near the water. So like, and the town I grew up in was big into like fishing and boating and like surfing and stuff.
Yeah, because I remember my cousins would come from New Jersey, would come to Florida, and that's all they wanted to do was go to the beach. And I forgot that they lived in Jersey, so the beaches there were like their nearest beach had like hypodermic needles and shit in the sand.
Yeah, yeah.
And so they would come here like, oh my god, we're going to go. I'm like, I'm tired of the beach. I want to go.
Yeah,
to like,
yeah.
You know, let's go to the let's go to the park and
They're
play
like doing
basketball.
hair gel and shit.
Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah, it was insane. Yeah, we went to the beach a lot though. That was like our family vacation. It was picnics at the beach, or every once in a while we'd go, and there was like certain parks where you like pay like $20 and you get to rent out a gazebo
Yeah.
or something, and then we would do that. And we felt like kings of the castle, dude. But it was just like, you had two pairs of parents splitting $5 a piece for a gazebo, and then we'd go to like Publix and get some chicken, and then that was
Publix fried chicken always as good as it is now?
It was better.
It was better.
It was better. Like sometimes Publix fried chicken now is like this overly breaded.
Yeah.
Too much breading. Like it was like perfect. Oh, it was so much better, dude. And I remember that's when I got turned on to King's Hawaiian sweet rolls.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. I wish I had copyrighted the King's Hawaiian sweet roll sandwiches. I used to make those when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I was like 7, 8 making Hawaiian sweet roll sandwiches.
Sweet bun sandwiches.
Yeah, and that's like every fucking bar and pub now and sandwich shop now has King's Hawaiian sweet roll sandwiches.
Yeah.
I'd have been like a fucking millionaire, man, if I would have linked up with them.
We could open a bakery called Sweet Boy Buns.
Sweet Boy Buns. Oh my god.
Man.
But yeah, did you ever have a summer romance? Any summer romances?
Yeah.
Summer love?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had one. And it was in the trailer park.
Oh.
And she was older. Like I have a thing where for some reason for like even in my adult life, like most of the women I've been with, -2, were older than me. Is that?
I think it's the dryer.
Oh, I was like, that's a lot of rhythm for a puppy.
Yeah.
So
hard humping.
most of the women I've ever been with, even going back to when I was a kid, like, were older. Like I remember this one girl's mom when I was in 4th grade. Like her mom was someone who had her when she was young. You know?
Okay.
But she would say like really inappropriate shit, dude. She was like, "You are so cute. You are so." She's like, "I wish I was in the 4th grade." I'm like, "What?" And I was like, looking back, I'm like, "That bitch should have been in jail."
Grade. Yeah.
Yeah, she should have been in jail, man.
That's creepy, man.
Yeah, I still remember the girl's name. Her name was like Tabitha, and it was like, "Oh, Tabitha's mom's here." Like,
Tabitha sounds like a trailer name.
yeah, it was like it was like the first.
Did she go by Tabby?
Yeah, it might as well.
Tabby
Now
cat.
looking back though, Tabitha's mom was hot, dude. I wish I could
bet.
find Tabitha's mom. They're like, "Hey, remember me?" Like,
Tabby
what's up?
mom.
Dude, what's up?
Yeah,
I got some hurting to put on you since 4th grade. You know what I mean? Like,
I had I united a town, and some people got married over this.
yeah,
Too. There's like current marriages. So I had a long-term girlfriend in high school, and we broke up, and then I went to like some Sweet 16 party or whatever.
yeah,
And I met this Italian girl who's she was gorgeous.
Yeah.
And we like hit it off, and we started hanging out and hooking up. And she was from the town over from me. So I grew up in Babylon, and she was from the town over.
yeah,
And so we started hanging out, and so my friend group became friends with her friend group.
yeah,
And then we all like dated and hooked up.
Yeah.
So I like hooked up with her and then another girl. I dated this other girl for a little while, and then I left and went off to college, and that was like that. And the two towns like formed, like they stayed integrated and dating and stuff, and it created like so people groups of those girls married people from my town.
Oh shit!
But it all started from me and this girl at a Sweet 16.
So you did like a reverse Romeo and Juliet,
I don't know.
Like
It just brought
you united the
it
town.
like united social circles,
That's hilarious. The summer love that I was referring to was it was a girl in the trailer park. I don't even remember her real name. I remember her nickname, and her nickname was Mopple. And the reason why they called her Mopple, this is what her brother said, is when she was a kid, she used to like sit on the floor, crotch first, and just mop the floor with her crotch. And so her brother just gave her the nickname Mopple because she used to rub her pussy on the floor. It was fucking weird. But she was like...
So when you said that name, that's like what I pictured, but I was like, it can't be that.
It was, It was
like a dog scooting?
Yes. It was she used to do that, and her brother just called her Mopple after that.
Mopple is such a funny name.
Yeah, and she was super cute. She was like 4 years older than me, and she thought I was the most adorable thing ever. And it was funniest thing.
Mopple might be like top 5 favorite nicknames I've ever heard. I have nicknames 1 and 2.
I wish I could find Mopple.
Do you have a favorite nickname of anyone you've ever heard?
Mopple's I'd have to think about it. I think, but Mopple's the one that really sticks out. Like
Mopple's a great one.
Mopple, yeah, dude. I wish I could find Mopple. I wish I could find knowing my Mopple is like a real butch lesbian right now, and it's just
But it sounds like a Muppet character.
Yeah.
You know?
It was but I remember she used to love looking at the stars, and she kickstarted my love of really looking at starry nights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And every time I look at it, every she not
you just
to this
think
day,
of her scooting on the
it's just it's Mopple. It's,
somewhere out there.
It's my rosebud.
Mopple's looking up.
It's my rosebud. It's my rose.
Mopple.
Yeah.
That's
as my
so funny.
fleshlight falls out of my hand.
My favorite nicknames. There's one from San Diego, which I heard from some guy, friend of friends. Some guy and girl went back to their apartment.
Yeah.
They were gonna hook up, but they got Mexican food on the way back, as you do there.
Yeah.
So he got a burrito and she got nachos, and they came back to the apartment. They put the stuff on the table, and she was like, "I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick." So she went, and he's standing there eating a burrito, and his dog ran up and jumped and grabbed the box of nachos and pulled it off the thing onto the floor.
Oh shit!
And he started eating them.
What the fuck?
The nachos.
Oh, the dog.
The dog started eating the nachos. And the guy panicked and scooped it all back up into the box and just put it back onto the table.
Oh.
And then the girl came out and then ate them.
Oh God.
So they nicknamed her Dirty Floor Dog Nachos. And
that's a long ass nickname. Dirty Floor Dog Nachos.
And then my favorite was a girl a friend of mine from high school who I worked with one of the lifeguards, but someone in my high school nicknamed her Slam Daddy. Which
was she molested?
No. There's no rhyme or reason or context for the name.
Okay,
just call her Slam Daddy.
Fuck, I forgot about this until right now.
Sounds like a wrestling name.
I gave myself a self-appointed nickname in 7th grade, and people and other kids loved it so much, and they just ran with it. In 7th grade, my nickname was Pimp Macaroni.
Oh yeah, Pimp Macaroni. You told me that.
I did tell you about that. Yeah, Pimp Macaroni. I was Pimp Macaroni. I have a yearbook. I gotta find it somewhere, and it's I
love self-appointed.
It was yeah. All of my nicknames were self-appointed, and people just went with them. I had one year it was Pimp Macaroni. The other year was Jelly Jiggles.
I like to see my jelly jiggles.
My jelly don't jiggle. It folds. Yeah. I was Jelly Jiggles and Pimp Macaroni. Man, it was, and then
you were going for the MC vibe.
We had that, okay. There's another thing is I used to rap.
Oh really?
Yeah. 1 year for 5th grade DARE program sketch. We did this at the end of the year. We did this DARE program. Everyone had to break off in groups and do a DARE sketch or a skit or whatever.
Yeah.
And so 2 of us were a group full of kids that listened to a lot of hip hop, and it was so it was me and another a bunch of buddies of mine and this other group, and they did their rap over the Gangsta's Paradise instrumental.
Yeah.
And then I did mine over this MC Hammer speaker box thing. It was, it was. There was an MC Hammer doll that came out like years ago.
Yeah.
And it was like an MC Hammer Barbie doll, and it had a boombox toy, and you put batteries in the back, and you press the button, and it's the same repetitive beat over and over. It's like, and I was like, oh, I got it, and I pressed it, and I wrote a fucking rap to it.
Oh man.
And then I recorded it on a cassette tape. And I remember sending my dad was overseas at the time. I remember sending a copy. We sent like a cassette tape with us, like, I love you, Dad, we miss you. By the way, here's a song that I did for Dare program. It's like, and then we recorded another copy, and I shit you not, my mom would play when she dropped us off at school. My mom would play it in the stereo. In the cassette deck.
Yeah.
It was, and then I'd be in the car rider zone. My mom's dropping us off. It's like all scratchy and shit. It was just
That's fucking. How old are you?
5th grade.
5th grade.
I was in 5th grade. Yeah, yeah. I was a 5th grade Dare program / safety patrol thing. Like
Did you ever do any other rap stuff like in high school, or did you?
Fuck no,
You
no. I
stopped?
kind of got out of the rap phase midway through middle school.
Okay.
Well, because also I didn't just like hip hop. I dressed hip hop, talked hip hop.
Okay.
Like I was a nerd, but I was like, "Yo, what's up?"
Yeah,
It was very appropriation
I
type
like
of thing.
books, MC books.
Yeah, yeah. It was I was like getting straight A's, but I was acting like I was a thug.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have. I mean, where I lived at wasn't nice. You know?
Right, yeah.
It was drugs and stuff and all that stuff.
Yeah, you kind of like.
But
go with
it's hard to quantify being a thug when you're making straight A's. You know.
making that candy money.
I was a thug in 6th grade though. 7th grade. Me and my cousins when we, because my brother went to high school when I was coming into middle school.
Oh yeah.
The only reason I went to the high school I went to was my brother was going to be a senior and I was going to be a freshman, and that would have been the last time that me and my brother got to be in school together. That's the only reason I went, because me and my brother were real close. So like
yeah. Man.
Yeah.
Well.
But yeah, the summer hiatus, things are good. Traveling,
Yeah.
doing some shows.
Lots of shows. Speaking of which, well, this will. I don't know if I'll have this out before, but we're doing Orlando Saturday.
Yep, we're gonna be at Orlando Bloodhound Brew.
Yeah.
You've never been there. I performed there now twice.
Yeah, you like it?
It's a cool spot. The only thing is, I have a weird history with this, involving the host, the booker. Is like every time I'm there, like
The dude who's been contacting us.
yeah,
That's why I posted the thing, because he.
yeah.
I didn't see his post about the tickets and the promo code and all that. I just saw that this morning.
Oh, okay.
It went into like a different
Folder.
Yeah, like message requests or something. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how Facebook works. Fucking stupid.
I have like so the first time I ever performed there, a couple of days later, his mom died.
Oh shit.
And then the second time I performed there, a friend of his that came to the show was walking across the street. There's a Walgreens across the street, and she got hit by a car.
Oh.
She lived, but she got hit by a car.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh god.
He
He even joked. He even joked about it. He goes, I don't know if I should book you anymore here. So I'm just a little nervous. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it should be. It's a good room, and there's I got people that are coming from. I got family that's coming from Vero Beach,
Oh,
which
really?
is like 2 or 3 hours away drive.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in the group chat. They're like, Chris Larson or whatever. Like it's like he's my brother-in-law if that makes any sense.
Okay.
He's married to my sister-in-law's sister.
Okay.
So yeah. So it should be.
Well, it's fun.
It should be. It's a good room. Last time I was there was with Brennan and Morgan.
Oh, cool.
It was a clam jam trip. So
A clam jam.
yeah,
Old school clam jam.
old, yeah. And so the opener is a guy named Salty Aaron. He's like, he's pretty funny. He's a cool dude. He's big in the podcast community in Orlando.
Okay,
The
cool.
podcast community in Orlando is way different than it most seems. It's like
Yeah.
it's an actual. It's weird. It's an actual community.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
it's interesting, but
Huh.
yeah. So it should be fun. But yeah, Bloodhound Brew this Saturday, Orlando.
Yeah.
it'll probably be like, oh yeah, last Saturday in Orlando when this comes out, right?
Yeah,
But the next episode will be a recap of how that went. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's good.
And then maybe we'll do a road show, an episode on the road while we're driving.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That'll be fun.
Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah, well, keep on keeping on, and it's not fun to be dumb.
But it's cool to be foolish.
There it is.